to a position of cabinet secretary or to any other government position where they have an ongoing court case. Madam Speaker, on the record of this House, on the July of 2018, we held a debate on the nomination of one Ben Chumo, who was nominated by His Excellency the former President to be the chairperson for the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. Madam Speaker, this House rejected the candidate Ben Chumo on the basis that he had an ongoing corruption court case, an active ongoing corruption case. A few years later, Madam Speaker, and to be specific, last month, the director of the DPP withdrew the case against Ben Chumo. As a result, Ben Chumo was condemned for 4 years without a job. His reputation was tainted. He lost a chance to be the chairperson of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, even when he was not guilty of the offenses that he was accused of. In the report, Madam Speaker, the DCI was accused of not responding to 4 letters sent to them between October of last year and May this year. As a result, Madam Speaker, for a mistake not his own, for some just malicious damage, we lost 4 years of this career civil servant, Madam Speaker. Are we going to do the same to the nominees that have been nominated to the various positions just because there is an ongoing court case, even before a court ruling has been ruled saying that they are guilty, Madam Speaker? If we do that, then the easiest way to ensure that no person is approved at this House will just to start a fictitious court case against that particular candidate. And therefore, as long as someone has leveled allegations against you and taken you to court, then you'll be cast to hold any any government position in this country. And for that, this House cannot do that. Madam Speaker, we welcome for the first time the nomination to the cabinet of one Zachary Njeru from Nakuru County. We note, as the leaders of Nakuru, that this is the very first time we have a fully fledged minister from Nakuru City and County. Our friends from Azimio were purporting that this man is not qualified. But you have seen a person who have risen from being a nominated councillor. Even before he became councillor, we have seen somebody born in Bodeni, one of the slums in Nakuru town, who went to a district day school, Nakuru Secondary School, went all the way to university, became a councillor, became even a sub-county administrator. And this is a person that understands the real issues of housing in this country, especially because of where he is born. The perception you have of the housing sector being an issue of the rich will be brought to rest by this nominee for housing and public works, Madam Speaker. Because this is someone who understands what it means to be brought up in the slum. This is a person who understands when the president says that we are going to have, like that project he was launching today in Kibera, of people paying only 2,500 shillings a month as mortgage and them ending up owning that house, Madam Speaker. I listened to our people here, especially condemn the one Peninah Malonza, the Honorable Peninah Malonza, and saying that she's not qualified for this position just because, in their view, she did not perform in a particular way at the interview. But on the contrary, Madam Speaker, we have had people speaking very fluent English, speaking big vocabularies. But when those matters were brought to account or were brought to test, it was just opaqueness and hot air. So, Madam Speaker, therefore, we cannot simply condemn Peninah Malomba because she did not perform particularly well at that particular interview. Because we have, even this House has approved before candidates who spoke very well and who sounded very convincingly, only for us to realize they were just lazy and very incompetent in the positions that they were offered, Madam Speaker. I very much love the skill set of this cabinet, Madam Speaker, especially the involvement of politicians as cabinet secretaries. And I would like this matter to rest and for once and for all. There is a general attitude in this country that once you become a politician, you become stupid. That once you become a politician, you do not think. That once you become a politician, you become incompetent. Madam Speaker, we still have very competent lawyers. I am still as practicing certified public accountant, even when I am a member of parliament. So the fact that these people have served this country as politicians should not make us think that they are incompetent or they left their professions. We saw the Honorable Kindiki, Professor Kindiki, argue these cases in court, whether it was at the ICC or the recent Supreme Court case for the presidential petition, and we forgot that he was a politician. We saw in him a brilliant lawyer. What happens when these people are nominated to the executive? Madam Speaker, the candidate of Aisha, Jumwa, and Mithika Linturi that our Azimio brothers and sisters are saying are not qualified, they vied to be governors in this country. What would have happened had they won the seats of governors? Are we saying that we do not need competent people as governors who are the fathers of our devolution, who really spearhead even more functions that the national government does? And therefore, Madam Speaker, I beg my honorable colleagues in opposition, do not just oppose for the sake of opposing. Look where there is reason, and where there is reason, let us oppose reason and forget our political differences. Madam Speaker, I watched the story of Aisha Jumwa, and I really want us to appreciate this. For the very first time, I had a politician admit that she got a D- in her KCSE. Otherwise, every Mheshimiwa is an A student and every Mheshimiwa is a graduate out here. But we had somebody admit for sure that was her grade and be proud of it. And many Kenyans, when they saw her being interviewed alongside the professors, they felt proud that this is a government that gives opportunities to different people based on their capabilities. Madam Speaker, she helps us understand the complications, the complexities of being a woman. Because I'm just imagining the people who probably were involved in marrying her off at an early age, or the father of her babies then, are still going on with her life. And yet, she is here many years later, being forced to account to what happened to so many years ago when it was not a fault of her own, Madam Speaker. I would really urge this House to unanimously, first of all, reject that dissenting view of those members, because they're just trying to play politics even when there is no smallest window of playing politics. And because, Madam Speaker, the President has indicated and given a commitment that he is not going to shield cabinet secretaries from the oversight of Parliament, to the point of suggesting the amendment of a standing orders to allow our cabinet secretaries to come here and stay in account. If you really want to play your oversight and opposition role, wait for these people to be sworn in, wait for them to start working, and question in this floor of this House what they'll be able to do for this country, Madam Speaker. And with that, I am very happy with the skill set of these people, and I pray and beseech my honorable colleagues to pass all these nominees so that this government can start to work, and so that you can start holding the Kenya Kwanza government accountable for the campaign promises we made for these people of the great Republic of Kenya. I thank you, Madam Speaker.